Well, good. That should work.
But yeah, it's up in the air until I'm sure
Yeah.
we get there, and then we'll see who actually shows.
Yeah. Well, and I had sent some stuff to a couple of guys to see if who had expressed an interest in doing Labatai, and and all of them were already previously they've already made other plans. So um, that's that's the situation. So we will either have a three-player game, a 4-2v2 or three v
Yeah,
two, or maybe everyone will show up. So
I'll send them an email if you want, saying, "Look, this is a rare opportunity to play with the best of the best. Cancel what you're doing and come play with the best."
there. Well, I mean, if he's, I looked up that thing there, and I've had problems with my feet before too. And if it's hard to walk, and then he's got to try to
Oh yeah,
navigate
yeah.
the airport and all that jazz.
Yeah, for sure,
So
for sure. Oh,
I,
for Hawkins, yeah, yeah. I mean, if he's not feeling, he
yeah,
shouldn't
yeah, yeah,
show.
yeah. No,
I even told him that offline, so
yeah, no.
it's no big
He
deal, dude.
should take care of himself. Yeah, although it sounds like that, there might be, just some different ways of taking care of it without having to do anything invasive. So hopefully it'll get sorted out. Um, but
Yeah, I just heard it's really painful, but I don't know.
yeah, I had like what was it called, plantar fascia or whatever it is, where it's basically like the tendons on the bottom of your foot get inflamed, and
Mhm.
so just incredibly painful, and trying to walk around or do anything was really tough.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
less
I
than
can imagine.
optimal when that happens.
Yeah, it's a little tough to fence
It is. Well, I
if you can't
had
stand.
yeah, yeah. I once you kind of get up and move around, it gets better. But particularly first thing in the morning, you'd wake up and your feet would hit the floor, and you're just like,
Yeah.
save me. Um, Yeah, so that was the problem. The issue I had with fencing was I had actually got nerve damage. Sciatic nerve got hammered, and I couldn't
Mm.
pick up my big toe on my right foot. And that's the one that you are always lifting up when you're making an advance or a lunge or anything like that. So I had to do everything for almost 2 years left-handed just to get
Just to
while
show him you could.
well, yes, that and to give that nerve time to come back and behave itself. So now I'm back to normal, but
That's a question. So when you're like in a tournament and you're fencing somebody, can you switch hands in the middle of it?
you can't in the
It's
middle
not an
of a
option.
bout, but you can switch during the tournament itself. So you could be
Okay.
normally, they kind of frown on that sort of stuff, but I can remember I had one student at UCI years ago who she, first shows up and I'm like, okay, you want to do it left-handed, right-handed? She's, oh, left-handed, great. So I start to teach her stuff. And then I see her writing with her right hand like a year later. I'm like, are you right-handed? She's like, yeah, I'm right-handed. Why did you tell me you're left-handed? She's like, because I do all sports on my left side. I'm like, oh, okay, well,
Mm.
you can do both. And so
Mhm.
I ended up training her. And so she would sometimes switch in the middle of a team match, which would then flummox the other team
Mhm.
because
Mhm.
they're expecting, oh, it's another right-handed. Oh, she's left-handed. What happened? So she would normally run a body cord up each sleeve, and then she would just switch depending on whatever mood or whoever she was up against to try to cause some chaos or whatnot.
I
So
I,
like it.
I've got like what eating and throwing a frisbee and writing that I do with my left hand, and everything else is right-handed. So I get where she's coming from.
yeah,
She's weird, like I'm weird. So that's kind of nice.
yeah, it's nice to know you're not
You're
the
not
only one out
alone.
there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's nothing I can do even reasonably equally well
Hmm.
between the two hands.
Right,
But it's not, it's very much it's this or that, but it's not all the same.
right.
And That's odd. And like, why throwing a baseball right-handed feels normal, and yet throwing a frisbee left-handed feels normal? That's a little weird. The motions are obviously not the same, but they're not that different either, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I
It's
don't know.
just weird.
It's all good stuff there.
Yes, sir.
So
So at some point, a battle's going to break out here.
yes, yeah, and in
And
fact, when we got together there the other week when you were taken ill,
yeah.
um, we realized that David's done all of his activations, and so we're like, oh,
Oh,
I guess we will have to wait for Michael. So we did have a good time discussing things, and Perry was on the line, and so he and Rick had some questions, and so it just gave us all a chance to talk a little bit about the game. Um,
sure.
yeah,
Well, I'm glad you made the best of it.
yeah.
Yeah, I that first week, um, I was nearly comatose for the whole weekend. Like Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I was just. I mean, I would have slept all the time, except my neck hurt so bad that I could not get comfortable. So I would just take a lot of Benadryl and just try to force myself to sleep. But I couldn't have any more played. I probably went, I probably didn't say 20 words all day that Sunday
Wow.
because I was just in a bad, bad place. Now, last Sunday, I could have probably imitated a human. Don't know that I could have actually been one, but I could have imitated one. So I was definitely better. Just not, just not great. So this is a whole lot better now.
Good.
So help me out here, guys. I'm just kind of trying to get reoriented to the game because it's been a few weeks.
Yep. So it's the 520 turn. This would
And we've
be.
had no advances of the end turn marker in spite of the fact that David's already done all of his activations.
Yep, that's correct.
Mhm.
And
So
so,
just been a lot of low rolling, I guess, huh?
yep, or
Okay.
low enough.
Low enough, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so we've
Okay.
got some stuff has moved. I mean, I think I think both
It
of the
looks like
cavalry
you've,
commands on my side have done their
yeah.
thing.
So all the action's been
Um,
over there on the right.
yeah, I don't think
Okay.
anything else is activated anywhere else
Well, I see a
though.
lot of finished markers all across the middle, though.
Right,
Oh, those are the
those are your
Yeah,
grenadiers.
guys,
They're
yeah.
Grenadiers,
And there's some artillery that's
artillery.
fired, yeah.
yeah, but you're right. I mean, actually, those are my grenadiers, but I gave them to David.
Yeah.
Uh, so Ingersleben would have somebody to try to prevent him from just getting completely smashed, or at least would have company while he gets completely smashed. I mean, I think that's got to count for something,
There you
right?
go.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I just wanted to get reoriented here because I was like, wait a minute, are we at the end of a turn? Okay. All right. Well, you know what? We can check dice if anybody feels like it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
See how it goes. All right. Here we go. Chuck. Well, that's another low one.
Low number.
Yeah.
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 And
All right. So
that's one for the
one
Prussians.
one for the Prussians. All right. So let's take a look at what our situation is here. Um, Situation is not great. The other problem is my daughter had friends over earlier, so I'm set up in the living room, so I don't have the big monitor. So
Ah,
struggling a little bit to figure out exactly who's who. But I'm guessing probably if I had to do an activation, I would probably do. Um, I guess I'd do Ponvitz. I guess that's the one that I would need to do. So Ponvitz is right here,
okay.
and
This is actually son of Ponvitz.
Is it?
Yes, since
What,
father of Ponvitz got carried away with some sort of wound.
he did?
Yeah, if you look under Ponvitz, you'll see that he's got a little
Oh gosh, you're
thing.
quite right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, you're quite right. Okay. All right. Now it turns out that he's got some units kind of straggled over there, which isn't lovely, but what are you going to do? Um, and he's actually stacked with a unit that's not part of his command because I think he was trying to stretch a little farther over that way, but I mean, he clearly couldn't, so I'm not sure what he was thinking he was going to do. And
I think he was just a little discombobulated, and that's why he got shot.
oh, or maybe got shot and then got. He's probably a second lieutenant, and if you've ever known any second lieutenants,
Yes, I am.
they're they're not helping anybody. Okay, all right. Well, then let's just carry on. Nobody is disordered, so I don't need to do that. I've already marked the guy who is out of command, and so we'll do some shooting. We'll do some shooting with the out of command guy because he can. And if he's really successful, he'll open himself up to getting shot by the artillery on the hill. So, that's got to motivate you.
Sure.
So we're going to give that a whirl. It's going to be, 1.5 to 1 minus 10?
Yep.
And
Skirmishers. Yep.
very good. Very nice.
All right.
Very nice.
Can
Apparently
consider
so
yourself
out of
safe.
command.
Yeah.
So out of command that they didn't remember how to operate their
Yeah. They
muzzle
forgot to
loader.
load.
Yeah, well, sure, because again, the second lieutenant's telling you what to do. You may very well forget to load.
Will somebody go get the sergeant, please?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Or
right.
is he one of that one strength point that's missing?
Mhm.
Yeah, maybe that's how that worked out. All right, very good. All right, so let's see. I'm going to do some marching up and down the square. And we'll start with these knuckleheads, and that's going to be 1, 2. And that'll be 3, 4. So that was easy. And that's going to be 1, 2.
Actually, is
And
it? It's moving into the sunken road.
yeah, isn't that's why
No,
it was
yeah, it's
2?
2. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And then that'll be 4, and we'll do a disorder check for him. And he looks like he's disordered, unless he's better than I think he
he's at
is.
25.
Yeah, but that's not good enough because
'cause
there's
you got a
always a
minus
plus
5.
5.
Okay.
Always, yeah. So that's that's good because if you're going to get disordered, this is a good place for it, a long way from the enemy.
And aren't we actually at a +7 too?
That's
No,
for
it's a
morale
disorder
checks.
check.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Although
so that
it's
doesn't affect.
certainly a worthy thing to recall. When I'm actually playing solo, I usually take a note card and fold it in half and actually write the current army morale level because otherwise I will forget even if I'm playing against myself. It's very hard to do in this game though. I don't see any note cards anywhere on the menu bar.
Well, we need to get Rick or David to edit that, right?
Yeah, that's
Change
what we need to do.
change the thing there. Oh, let's see. Perry says, joining by YouTube tonight as I'm doing 2 things at one time. That's very good of you, Perry. Talk about being
All right.
talented.
Yeah.
William sends his greetings from Crystal Beach, Fort Erie, region of Niagara, Ontario, Canada.
Gadzooks.
I mean, come on, William. Just send us your, coordinates, longitude, latitude, and we'll then be able to drop the. I don't know what would we drop on him? A box full of counters.
A box full of 10-sided dice.
10-sided dice. There you go, William. This is your opportunity.
You get a lot of fragmentation going that way.
And with all of those, I'm sure he would roll at least 1 0. Special event. The special event is the dice fall on you. All
Right.
right. Is it
All
my
right.
turn
I
to
think
throw the
that was it.
dice?
I think it's your
Okay,
time to
here we
throw the
go.
dice.
Let's
Yeah.
see what we get. A 22.
Wow.
That actually
Thank
goes to
you.
me because we've got a plus. Oh, do we? You still
I
have a
don't know.
plus. No, no, no. So let's see. I think you still have a plus because you didn't fall off your horse
Well,
this hour. You
yeah.
fell off your horse the last turn.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
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 So that's
All right.
that's another one for you.
All right. Well, that's splendiferous. All right. Then I guess we'll go M. Um, Monstein
Monstein. Okay,
over
Mr.
here.
Monstein. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4. He's got everybody in command, it looks like. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep, just by the
Yep,
hair of his
yep.
chinny chin. Yeah, he does.
He's
So,
pretty stretched out there. So
yep, pretty much. Um, gonna be leaving people out of command here pretty soon, I expect. What are you gonna do?
it's tough to be. It's tough to be the. What is he? Great grandfather of a certain other Manstein. Or we don't know.
Is he?
I have no idea, but we can
I-
imagine he is.
He just wishes he had some Panzers,
Yes.
or hell, even one.
Yeah.
Probably.
He would have run out of petrol though before he got it too far from.
Well,
That's the
if it had
problem.
been a tiger or a panther, probably would have lost its final drive on the drive from the road march from Prague. So
Yeah.
I was going to suggest a Panzer IV.
Oh, okay.
Because
Okay.
honestly, I don't really see any of these things penetrating the armor anyway, and that they didn't actually suddenly stop working quite with the same speed with which the heavier, bigger ones.
That's all right. As
And-
long as we can use T-34s at Zorndorf, we're fine.
Sure. Oh yeah, totally. In fact, you might need them at Zorndorf.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Enough of those comedy jokes. All right. So let's go ahead and do some shooting, Tex. We'll go ahead and do some shooting.
Are you there, Michael?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Just
There was
just
a
lost in thought.
silence.
And so this guy here will do some shooting. That'll be 1 to 1.5. Sorry, Rick, you missed out on
Comedy gold.
all the Panzer humor. I'm sure you would have loved it.
It's all good.
All right. Here we're gonna shoot at that guy. 1.5 to 1, -10. Well,
So
that's actually a lot more like it. That's even enough for a hit at 1.5 to 1.
No, it's. Why is it 1.5 to 1? Isn't it 1 to 1.5?
Well, those are musketeers.
Right.
There's 5 increments. 4 of them can fire. 4 times 4 is 16.
Oh,
16
okay.
to 10 is 1.5 to 1.
I'm not used
Minus
to having
10.
anybody with that much firepower. All your people have been a little bit pokier. Okay. so-
We do have a mixture. It's true of musketeers and fusiliers. It's true.
Okay. All right. That's one less.
But
Bing.
I figured this way we'd take some of you bastards with us. So because that's unfortunately about all I'm gonna get. All right. So here. Next guy down here, he has only got 3 increments, so it really is going to be 1 to 1 there
Okay.
versus this guy -10. Not a thing. And yeah, what are you going to do with that? I don't know, I tell you. Yeah, that was dumb. I don't really care for doing dumb stuff, but whatever. All right, very good. So then it's time for marching up and down the square,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll do that this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And then we'll go ahead and, I don't know, I'm not thrilled about it, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. We're going to go ahead and activate these artillery here.
Okay.
Neither one of them had a shot at anybody, but that's
Right.
just how it goes. It's because I picked the wrong skirmishers to shoot at. But you know what? It wouldn't have mattered, so I'm not worried about it. There we go. And I think that's almost it for movement.
All you need to do now is move him. Yep.
All right. And I think that'll do it right there. And it's over to David, I believe, for the die roll.
All right, David.
Oh boy, here we go. Let's see, where's my cursor? There it is.
Oh,
that's solidly one for the.
That was the other way.
Solidly one for us. So
probably a wing if you're so inclined.
It is a wing. It is a wing and a prayer. Let me see what I want to try to do. So I've got Colorado. He's within range of Dawn. He's got Puebla and who's our Starnberg? Is Starnberg our guy? No. Who's our guy? Sincere. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so Sincere's within range. So I could do a wing activation with those guys. Let's see. Or I could just do a regular old activation.
Well, there's plenty of time on the clock.
Yeah.
If that influences your thinking at all.
Yeah, just the way everybody's kind of stacked up. I'd rather do a normal activation than try to do something else. So I think what I'm going to try to do is activate Starnberg here. And we've got some people who can shoot. I think, yeah, who's part of Starnberg? So that's Starnberg over here. Right.
Yeah.
And
way over there.
Well, his stuff is in there. So
it's not just me mixing up commands. That's good. That makes me feel better.
Well, what happened was I sent some of Sincere in to plug the gap.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So that's what's going on with that. And then I think this guy is. So let's go. So we do fire first and then we roll for disorders, or we do disorder checks first and then
disorder checks are first.
Okay. All right. So we've got this guy who's in the back. He's shaken and disordered.
+5.
Yep. A 99.
Oh.
Now he's only.
Well, we better check the DRMs.
Yep. Now he's only shaken. Okay. All right. And then I've got this guy here who's disordered. 29.
Nope. That's +15 because he's in an enemy zone of control. So.
Yep. So that's going to stay that way. Anybody else? That guy. Nope. I think those are the only ones that are disordered. So we got that going for us.
Right.
Okay. So then let's do some shooting.
All right.
So I've got this guy here. He can fire at either of these chaps, I guess, but let's have him fire at this one here who's shaken.
Kick the guy while he's down.
Yeah. So I've got 4 times, and those guys are what, Fusiliers?
Probably
Times
3s,
3,
right?
so that's going to be 12. So it's
All
a
right,
1-to-1
1-to-1.
shot,
Yep.
and 11 is a miss. Any way you slice it.
Wow. That's breaking out your Lobatai dice.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, then over here, I've got, I guess it is 4 increments in these 2 hexes firing there.
Yeah, actually, that's a really interesting one.
Yeah, at what point do you have to collapse? Do you have to have a certain... So I know like in
that's-
La Bataille, you have to have
Yeah.
at least, you can't have... if you have 4 increments... if you have more than 4 increments, then you could be in 2 hexes. So I'm
Yeah,
curious.
it's actually
with
a good
this.
point. Probably should have been more attentive to that because it's possible it's already happened.
Yeah, it would have happened. It would have happened during that last turn when you charged.
Yeah. Assuming you're 3 ranks, which I believe you are without looking, I don't believe you guys were still 4 ranks this late in time, then yeah, you need to be at least 5 strength points in order to be in 2 hexes.
Okay, so
At some
let's just
point,
go ahead
you
and
collapsed.
yeah, we'll just go ahead
Yeah.
because this was the hex that got hit by the cavalry, so presumably.
Yeah, but I mean, I think
whatever, it would
I
have
think it's
collapsed.
your choice.
Yeah.
I don't think it's right, but anyway, so that means you've only got
I've got 2 because there's
2.
2 artillery and 2 whatever else. So it's
Yeah,
gonna
and
be
what's
then-
really funny about that is that because the artillery actually fired during a different activation,
Mhm.
they were able to fire. And now in a different activation, your infantry are firing. And so only 2 strength points can fire out of that hex. But obviously you can't really be like committing to remembering that you fired some number out of that hex previously. So it's interesting. Usually you'd think you'd want to fire those at the same time. And so frequently you do. But in this
Right.
case, you're firing them separately. And actually it gives you more frontage, if you will, because the artillery don't count since they're not firing now.
Right.
It's just kind of funny. So it presumably, the infantry kind of slid around to the side, so they're not firing through the gunners.
So
Anyway, so-
am I firing with 4? Or am I only firing with 2?
No, you're firing with 2 because you're only in 1 hex. You're disordered, so you're only able to fire
okay.
with 2.
So if I weren't disordered, then I would fire with 4. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, because as weird, actually maybe not. Because
It doesn't sound right.
No, well, especially because the artillery is on top.
Yeah.
So that means actually only 2 of your strength points could fire
Mm-hmm.
because the artillery are on top of the stack. And see, and this is what's weird, and I think it's really odd, and I kind of wish that the rule wasn't written this way.
Right.
But the rule is written in such a way that disorder means that only 2 strength points can fire from the hex. It doesn't say that
You're half.
total firepower is halved,
Right.
because that which kind of seems like it makes more sense, honestly.
Right.
But that's not what it says. It's very. Of course, I can't find it when I'm looking for it.
Well,
but,
I've got 6 to 10, so that's going to be 1 to 2.
1 to 2.
And you've
So
only
if you
got
don't-
2 increments left there, I think,
If
right?
you're,
Yeah, so it's got a -5
so-
on top of everything
so
else.
1 to 2 -5. Yeah,
Yeah.
so good luck with that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
nothing.
No. But it is interesting because how many would that be? I don't really know.
Yeah. Okay, well,
Feels like 2, even though it really shouldn't be. But that's how baseball goes. So
story,
all right,
story
fair
of our
enough.
life. All right, I'm gonna move a guy. I'm gonna move this guy. He's going to advance into that hex. So I think you get an opportunity shot at him, right?
Oh, after a fashion.
Yeah. So you've
It's
got
only
2
4, so it's 1 to
increments.
3.
okay.
Yeah, so basically I need a special result or something magical to happen. That was magic.
That's as close to a special result as you get without
Yeah.
getting a special result.
Yeah, what I wanted to do is be completely impotent.
Yeah.
And so I thought a 12 was a nice way to do that.
Yep. Yep. I can see
Yeah.
that happening.
Good times.
Good times indeed. Let's
Yeah.
see.
Here is the
What else do we want to do with our line here?
control. Oh,
Bup, 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 bup. All right, I'm going to move this guy forward 1 and then put him in a left hook
that's the spirit.
or some sort of hook, by hook or by crook.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying this out to see. And then this guy's going to come up here. And that should be fun.
So you're doing a right hook.
Yeah, so right hook. So that way this hex is.
Yeah, no, I
covered,
I
right?
get it. When you were saying left hook, I'm like, yeah, okay, sure.
Well, that's what
Go
happens.
right-
As soon as you drop a hook on it, it becomes a left hook there. So.
Right. But that's not what you really wanted. Okay,
Let's see. And I've got this guy who's shaken can come up. He can move through the skirmishers, correct? Without having to make a
Yeah,
disorder check.
skirmishers don't cause any
Yeah,
problem.
okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bring him up here, and that's 1, 2, 3 to get him there.
Yeah.
All right, and then I think Starnberg, I need to move him maybe 1 hex. Whoops, come on. Just move him 1 hex, and I think he's got 1, 2, 3, 4. Those guys are 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody.
Yeah. Looks pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We're ready to receive the next incoming trouble.
Oh, that's
Ready to receive. Okay, so
I'm
that's
sure
it for that
it'll be a
activation.
while. All right. Well,
So, Rick, why don't you go ahead and roll? A 61. That's another one for us.
Rick, you're doing it wrong.
All right. So
Sorry.
now we can activate Puebla, I think, who's over here. And he's got people coming up, marching up, who have been eagerly awaiting getting into the battle. So we will push him there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this guy, I think we can put him into column for 1 point. And then that's going to be 2 points. Gets him there. And then 3 points gets him there. And then he can go back into line. All right. The other Puebla people who are hiding in the back, making their long march from one half of the universe to the other. All right. So we're going to put him here. That's half, 1.5, 2, 3, and 4 gets him there. And this is going to go up 1, 1.5, 2, and a half, 3, and 4 gets him there. This guy's going to go 1. Oh, there's this cavalry in the way. Well, that's not supposed to be there. 2, 3, and 4 gets him over there. Other Puebla people. 1, 2. Actually, this guy couldn't go that far because he was out of command, I think. Where's Puebla? Oh, no, actually, no, he was, but these other guys weren't. Okay. All right, so he can't quite make it that far. All right, this guy is going to go 1, 2, and do we have any other Puebla? We got this guy who's Puebla, and he can go 1, 2. Okay. Oh, and I wanted to fire my Grenzers over here while I was in the neighborhood. The ones that are over here in the little village that you were taking pot shots at earlier.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yes.
All right. So these two guys are going to fire there. So I'm going to have 25 to 15. That's going to be 1.5
1
to
and a
1.
half. Yep.
48 is
I think that's going to do it.
Nope, I needed to get into 60. All right, then I've got these two. They're firing. It's going to be 15 to 10. So that's going to be 1.5, and I'm firing in on your flank. So I guess that boosts it up to 2 to 1. But you've only got 3 increments, so it's a -5. So 2 to 1 with a -5. So that's going to be a 40-something. That is
49.
Yep,
49.
barely
All right.
Yep.
All right. Well, it doesn't look like there are a lot of buildings there, but I was able to hide behind one of them.
We managed to find them.
It's good.
Yeah. All right. And let's see if we can find the right marker for this one. There we go. Okay. So that's it for that shooting, and that's it for Puebla. I think we've moved all of his people. And I prolonged this gun. It didn't have anything to fire at anyway, so I will mark it as finished.
All right.
And, yep, that's it.
Egg.
Back to you.
All right. A bangaroo.
All right, that's 1 for you guys.
All right. All right. All right, let's do Shonak.
Cavalry?
Way out west.
Oh, okay.
Way out west, right. And I guess I need to figure out if he can put himself in command, because I bet you he's a long way from being able to reach back to Penavere, so that's fine. For a Prussian cavalry leader, that ought to be enough, but only just, so there you go. All right.
He is heavy cavalry. They normally don't let them off the leash.
Oh, yeah, that's a fair point. All right. Well, then let's just go marching. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 and 6. And there you go. How easy was that? Over to you. Oh, yeah. Riveting.
A 13. That's another little one for you guys.
Okay. Wow. We're gonna. Everyone gets to move this turn. This is
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Righty. I guess we'll do Putcomer. It's right there.
Okay.
He is well in command, so don't need to do anything about that. All right. So we'll go ahead and I don't believe there's any disorders or other weirdness for this outfit, so they'll just proceed with movement. 1, 2, and then we'll do 1. Oh, excuse me. Let's 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 try that again. This time with feeling. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are the lead guards, so they can do the fancy stuff that we'll go ahead and roll for their. I'm not too worried about that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think that's it for them. And I'll go ahead and just move these guns just because, what the hell. 1, 2. And I think that's going to be it for them.
So, Michael, should the guns be facing a vertex? Hadn't we been playing where they?
Oh, that's a fair point. They could be. They don't.
Oh, okay.
The way the optional rule works is actually it is optional.
Oh,
You
okay.
can still face a hex side, although there's not really a whole lot of benefit to it. So there we go. I had an extra movement point anyway, so even if I needed one to do that, then there it is. So that was easy. And we'll mark him finished, and we'll mark him flipped over. And aren't you scared now?
I am very worried.
Yes, you are.
Okay, David, it's
All
your
right.
turn to roll the dice. Move your mice.
Right there.
Oh, there's another big wing activation for us.
Uh-oh.
Potentially.
I'm giving you those wings.
I
huh?
know you are. So, Rick, do you want to try a wing activation over here with your cavalry? You've got your wing leader is, I think it's Stompach is the wing leader. And you've got these two commands. So you'd have to roll for leader initiative. So Stompach would have to roll a 7 or less. And then you would activate both things all simultaneously.
Right.
So it's up to you. I mean, go wild.
Yeah, it's that 6 movement. I can definitely go wild.
Are you missing
I
your
mean-
Labatai numbers? They can
I'm gonna
somehow
go
go
ahead.
14, 12. All right,
What do you
roll
mean? I
one
can move
die.
14 and then charge 5. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm gonna roll 1 die. We'll try it. A 1.
Oh, okay. So they're all happy.
And it's 1 per hex per clear.
Yes.
Okay.
And the only thing you have to be aware of is that these two are sunken road hexes.
Oh, those are sunken. Okay.
And I think the cultivated, I'm not sure if that's treated differently. No, I think it's the same as clear.
Now, is cavalry-
village are going to cost 3 for cavalry to move into in line.
And does cavalry have defensive cavalry have reaction zones?
They do, yeah. So cavalry have a reaction zone of 2 out from their space.
Okay.
So, for example, he's got, if you're looking at like this guy here, he can react to anything that's moving into these 2 hexes, for example.
And opportunity fire for artillery is 1 hex, 2 hex?
Opportunity fire, is it 3 hexes, guys, or 2 hexes for artillery?
artillery is usually 3.
Yeah.
What?
Right. So if you enter these, it's not a problem. But if you then move from this hex to that hex, then you'd have opportunity fire. If you were to conduct a charge, though, there's no opportunity fire on a charge.
So if I were to say charge an artillery piece, just pick a random one, they wouldn't be able to shoot me, or they would?
No, there's no. They don't get the. I mean, there's no opportunity fire.
Great.
They would have defensive fire,
Yeah.
right? So when
okay.
you come up next to them, then you would suffer from the defensive fire.
Right.
But prior to that, it's just offensive fire.
All right.
I mean,
I will go ahead.
yeah.
I will activate. I'll start with this guy here. And I have to move this guy eventually, or I can move him, right?
Yeah. So he
Okay.
because the whole wing activated, he can move at the end of everybody, so that way everybody is within command.
Okay.
So they don't have to move that way. Cavalry can move obliquely without a
So I
problem.
can move.
1, 2, 3. Yep. 4, 5.
And that would be 6.
No, because that's a sunken road hex there.
That's a sunken road.
Yeah. So you see how it's
Oh,
got
I
the
see. So
little
it's a little
thing on
different
the
color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got the extra little like things on the side indicating
So that's 5. Then if I turn one hex spine,
it
would that
be
just be
6.
6?
Yep.
Okay. Is this the same group?
Yes. These two are actually independent units, but you can activate them with anybody that you want to. So
Okay.
I've been moving them with those guys.
Okay. Let's see. I'm just going to move him over and turn. And then I'll move him up to there.
Okay. And then you're going to flip the leaders.
Okay. Is it Control F? Yeah. Nope. Is it flip the leader or add a? He's moved, finished.
No. So
Control
you flip the leader upside down. That's how we know that their activation has happened. So just Control F should flip them. And we normally use the finish markers on grenadiers and artillery and stuff like that.
Okay. All right.
Cool. All right. It's your turn to roll for initiative.
Who's your turn?
I think it's your turn, Rick.
Oh, all right.
Hey, there we go.
Special result.
Special result. We didn't have to wait too long to get one of those. 0-7 for the
Prussians. 7 for the Prussians.
It is leader initiative. Pick one command for free movement segment only. Initiative required.
I'd be willing to bet that probably makes more sense for me than you, David. But take a look.
I don't see much use for me right at the moment there.
Yeah, most of your guys are kind of where they ought to be. So then the question is, who can do this moving and get something useful done. Well, I'd say Ponvitz, but let's see. His initiative rating's the same, even with the generic leader, so it still would be a 6. So he does pretty well, and that would get more troops forward. Monstein would be another one we could do to keep moving guys forward. But Ponvitz will get there sooner, which seems like something that would be useful. So I don't know. I think I'm going to recommend that one, unless you have a strong
No,
countervailing
sounds good to
opinion.
me.
All right, well then we're going to go ahead and roll one die, hoping for a 6 or less. That is a little
You
bit less than a
achieved it.
6. Mm-hmm.
Mission accomplished.
Okay. Yeah, buddy. All right. Well, let's see what we got then. So this is a movement segment only.
Correct.
So what that means is this guy back here is still disordered, and he
Right.
can only move two. Can only move 2. So, I mean, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and knock that off because it's not meaningful anymore. All right. Well, then we'll just go ahead and march everybody else then. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, and I guess I got to move. Oh no, I don't. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess I'm close enough to reach anyway, so Ponvitz will just stay with him. And I think that's it, because this guy is out of command and therefore doesn't get to do anything. Not that he was going to anyway. So there we go. Whose role was that?
That was Rick's roll. So roll again,
All right,
Rick.
Rick. Come on, give me something to shoot at. Give me something to shoot
41.
with.
All right, that's
So
one for the Austrians.
Are we +2?
No, you guys are just +1
Oh, because we spent some
because
points.
you spent points. Yep.
Was that this hour?
Yep. That was at the top of this hour. 5 o'clock.
All right.
Yep. All right.
If only I, actually kept track of this stuff from week to week. That would be really helpful.
Well, fortunately, my mind is like a steel trap, rusted shut.
Yes, sir.
So, all right. So we've got some people coming in over there. How curious. How interesting. All right. What shall we activate? Well,
Yeah, so I was mildly intrigued by that move.
what, their move or your move?
Yes, their move. I'm just messing
they're
with you.
they're
Carry
trying to
on.
get people up so they can try to mess with the line, break through the line there.
It's very hard to successfully attack if you don't close with the enemy.
Yeah.
It's not a guarantee. It's actually essential.
Yeah.
Necessary but not sufficient? No. Yeah, that's what it is. Necessary but not sufficient.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and activate Beck, who is my wonderful group of skirmishers here and skirmishers out on the other side. And I think I'm going to activate these 12-pounders, take a shot at some of this infantry that's moving up. It's such a lovely target. So we're going to fire, let's see, these two are going to combine on that chap. So at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 range, it's times 8. So that's going to be 32 to 10, 3 to 1 odds.
+10.
And with a +10, here we go. 95 becomes 105. At 3 to 1, that's going to be 4 hits. And 4 hits. No morale check because it was a odd roll.
Oh, there it is. Alrighty. That's what I meant to do, all right.
Is artillery a little more? This game seems like it's a little more lethal as far as the amount of hits things take.
So
And
Um,
Labatai.
yeah, with like 3-1 odds in Labatai, maybe you could take 2 hits, right? You don't start
Right.
taking 4 hits until you are like on 6-1 odds, something
yeah,
like that, right?
well,
Yeah.
But here, yes,
and this is a little bit of a special circumstance too, because it's a special leader who's able to make 2 hexes fire together.
Mhm.
So that's not
Why you
standard.
getting the
So
big number? Okay.
harder to get to 3-1.
Okay.
What's definitely true is that it's darn near useless on the attack.
what to be
Artillery.
Yeah, there is no horse artillery, for example.
I
It's
see.
the mobility of it is not really good enough to make it very useful. You'd be going incredibly slowly if you were going at the speed of the artillery, prolonging forward. And so in practice, the defender's the one who gets all the benefit from it.
Yeah, and we discovered this at Prague the hard way.
Yeah, and of course we're still playing Prague at John's house.
Right.
And yeah, and what they did in Prague is a little different than what they did here. Here, just the fire multipliers for the Austrian artillery are a hell of a lot better than they are for the Prussian artillery. And what that's really trying to reflect is the elevation difference, because the Austrian guns were up on the hill. In Prague, they actually have contour lines, and so you explicitly add die roll modifiers. The thing is, even at 1 to 3, if you get a +10 or a +15, that's a pretty fair shot.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of ruing getting anywhere near the Austrian artillery. I had some of Albert's cavalry were still in column, which just increases your casualties by 50% rounded.
Oh my gosh.
So in other words, 1 hit becomes 2, 2 hits become 3, so on.
Wow.
And these were 12-pounders that were, they were 10, 12 hexes. Well, in fact, they must have been 11 hexes away, because as soon as we get within 10 hexes, they're released.
Right.
So, at 11 hexes, I just wasn't that worried about it. I should have worried, because, you start adding +10 and then another +10 because it's a big cavalry unit. And it was just like, oh, okay, that was a mistake. Let's don't do that anymore.
Right.
So, but, on the other hand, I mean, those 6-pounders are not nearly as effective. And then like the 3-pounders that you've got a few of on the Austrian side, I mean, they're barely worthwhile. So,
Yeah. No, they're just little pop guns there. They're better than a
Yeah.
poke in the eye, but
yeah.
I would like to have had more 12-pounders. But
Hell yeah.
these two have done a pretty good job making a mess.
Oh
of,
no, absolutely.
stuff.
No, you put them in a great location, and
Yeah.
obviously with the special leader over there, they're just gonna cause wailing and gnashing of teeth.
Location.
Mm-hmm.
All
Yeah, big
right.
time.
So let's go ahead. I'm going to move this light cavalry a little bit. We'll put this guy in the sunken road, so he's got a little bit of a better defense, I guess. And everybody else is just going to scoot down a little bit here.
Now, who's actually activating here?
So Beck is. So Beck
Okay.
is the skirmishers here and the skirmish cavalry and this one little line infantry unit that's out here at the
Oh
far
my
end.
goodness, I forgot those guys aren't independent.
No, they're
I
not.
just had forgotten. It's
Yeah.
so
So
it's so common.
they're out of command, so they move half.
Right.
So they move 4.
And by the way, I just checked the rules a minute ago, and I think I want to encourage you that they are not skirmish mandatory units. So if you mean for them to be skirmishers, you probably should throw a marker under them.
So they're all in skirmish. So let's just we won't have to worry about it. They're just all in skirmish. Keep it real simple that way.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. That's it for those guys out at that end of the universe. And now let's go ahead and move the rest of Beck's boys. So they are in skirmish. So that's going to be 1, 2, 2.5, 3.5 gets them in there. Oh, actually, that's 3, and there's 4 to get him there. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 gets him in there. 1, 2, so 1, 2, 3, 4 gets him there. Let's see, who is that? Oh, that's a Grenzer. Oh, he's upside down. He's not really flipped. Okay, let's flip him back to where he was. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So those guys are moving there, and everybody else is doing the same thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4 gets them there. And then Beck, we can put Beck.
Did you move that 8-4 guy? I didn't see.
Which 8-4 guy? Oh, yeah, the one way down at the far end of the universe.
Yeah.
I can. I mean,
Oh, it's up to you. I
yeah,
wasn't
he's
sure if
he's
you
only got
wanted
2
to.
movement points.
Okay.
So he can go into column and move, or he can turn here, right? There's 1, and 2 puts him there, right?
Yeah, at least he's guarding the counterattack or the attack on the artillery.
Yeah. So, okay. That's it for
And
Beck.
then you want to move Beck or not?
I already moved him. He's over here
Okay.
now. So we will flip
Okay.
Mr. Beck, Mr. Trebek. All right. Now it's, I don't know whose role it is. It was your role that got us that, right, Rick? I think.
Yeah, I think it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
Over to you, Michael.
All right.
That's another one for the Prussians, the Pruskies.
Okay.
And it's still, we have not moved the turn marker.
Wow, that's nuts, isn't it? It's just, it is so funny how that works. We're starting to run low on units to activate, aren't we? I got Norman back there, and Krakow up here. Oh, you know what? I think we've got. I'm confused. Help me find the leader of the ME group.
ME.
He's a cavalry leader. And
he's dead. He's in the bucket over here. He's in the
it's in the graveyard.
Yeah, that's Meineke.
Meineke.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
okay.
so he's in the graveyard.
This is always one of the things that is tricky, because when you're playing, it's very easy to forget that when you want to activate that command still exists even if the commander's not present, right? So that's something that we need to remember to do.
You don't put like a temp commander or something on it?
Yeah,
well, yeah, you put a replacement commander under him, but you have to remember that the command even exists. Just as I'm looking around the field, it's very easy to look around and go, well, all the commanders are flipped over. Well, yeah, that's true, except for the one that got shot last turn.
Yeah. Interesting.
Okay, so I'm thinking then that I've got 1, 2, 3. Actually, I've got 4 cavalry outfits that are still
Right, you've got
haven't
Krakow,
activated.
you've got, who is this?
I got
Crosskig,
Yeah, exactly. And then I've got
Norman, and Meineke.
Norman and Meineke, exactly. So, and none of them do I feel terribly urgent about getting something done with right away. It's kind of frustrating. Um, mm, yeah, really, like none of them are terribly interesting. Okay, well, that's okay. So I will. I will go ahead and do Krakow next. And I had no idea. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, actually, I don't even have to roll for him. Isn't that weird? So that's cool. So he is active, and so I don't need to roll. I don't think that any of his guys are needing disorder recovery. So I think all we need to do is just go ahead and move. And I'll just put him there. And I think that was all of them.
Yeah.
So I think he's done. So that's that. Who's next?
Right, I think it's my turn to roll. 41. That's one for
Okay.
the Austrians.
Okay.
So let's see here. We haven't had SI do anything yet. That's Sincere. And Sincere is over here. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That guy's in command. This guy's out of command. This guy's out of command.
I think he's in command because
He's adjacent to his. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're both part of the BOT.
Okay. The bots.
They're all part of the botnet.
Exactly.
But you're right. This fella up here is out of command.
Yes. All right. What is that? A picture of a drum or something?
I think it is. Yeah, it looks like a drum with a pair of sticks on top.
Okay.
Not really sure how that indicates command, but I mean, sure, why not?
Well, you can't hear the drum.
Oh dear.
Yeah, you're out of command if you can't hear the drum.
It was so quiet you didn't even know it was a drum.
Yeah. Well, we've got some shooting to do with those guys. So this chap here can fire there.
Right.
And so that's going to be
1 to 1?
Yeah, 12 to 8 or 12 to 10.
12 to 10.
12
yep.
to 10. No pluses, no minuses. A 32 is a miss at 1 to 1. All right. I'm going to have this guy move up here. Who's there? That guy is shaken. That guy's shaken. We got shaken people all over the place.
Shaking all over.
I'm going to move him up. So I guess you get to take a pot shot at me.
Yeah, it's going to be 1 to 1.5.
So no pluses, no minuses.
Don't think so, no.
Yep.
You there, David?
Yeah.
That's a
That's a
spirit.
good hit. That is a single hit, and it's a morale check.
And a disorder check.
Oh, I mean, that's what I meant. Isn't a morale check the same thing?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm
No,
so
it's
used to
a-
Labatai
it's-
where disorder is
it's-
morale.
Right.
Okay.
It's a hit, a disorder check,
Okay,
and then a
so
morale
here's
check.
the disorder check. And let's see what they are at. Oh, so they're going to be disordered.
Okay.
Good. And let me roll for their morale check. So they pass the morale check, but they are disordered.
Okay.
Okay, well, so much for them assaulting you.
Yeah, the enthusiasm probably is diminishing at this point.
Yes,
For-
ever so slightly.
You can assault. You just might not enjoy it.
Well, I have to make a check, right?
Yeah,
and
do.
That's being disordered modifies it what by -5,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah. So
the
what is
army
he? He's
morale.
a 32.
Yeah, so that's
He's a 32 already, so it'd be 37 plus 3?
yeah +3 for
What-
the army, so it'd be 40
40.
to try to
yeah.
get him to attack you. And if he fails, then he's going to be shaken and disordered.
Well, and remember, there's going to be defensive fire at plus 20.
Well, no, that's if I pass, right?
Oh, well, yeah, assuming you pass, but
Yeah.
then you're not out of the woods yet, right?
No, and you're not. Well, you'd have to make your check too, right? In
Yeah,
order
but
to
we
do
still
defensive
do.
fire.
Oh, because he's shaken, it matters because he would actually rout if he failed his check. Usually, when you're attacking, the defensive fire is going to happen anyway, whether he loses the morale check or not. But in this case, he would run.
Right. But if I fail, then I'm disordered and shaken sitting there.
Yeah, and that'd be awesome.
That would be what we
Yeah.
call the sweet smell of victory. All right.
Okay.
So, but if I were shaken, I couldn't initiate close combat.
right.
But if I'm disordered, I can.
You can, but your strength points would be halved.
Right. So I'd be attacking at 1 to 2 on the chart.
Right. You'd
Um,
obviously have the advantage that the defender's going to be shaken,
Right.
and so his die roll modifier is going to be lousy, but
Right.
your odds are going to be not very good. And of course, he can still do defensive fire if he passes his. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely higher risk than what you had in mind.
Right. Yeah. So I will pass on that, and we will
All right. You got any other
just
movement
things
you
will
want
get
to do?
all chinky over there.
Things
yeah,
are
I
going to
think
get
I'm
screwed
gonna
up and up.
I think I'm gonna move some of these boys ever so slightly. So they're gonna move 1 hex over. So 1, 2, yeah, and then they can go back there to 3. So
All
that
right.
kind of puts them in position where they can back up this line here a little
Sure,
bit.
absolutely.
I've got enough Puebla people to back up Puebla.
Right.
So that should be good. And then I need to move Sincere so he will be having everybody in command.
Oh, you know what?
What's
He
that?
could have shot too.
Oh, okay.
Actually, he probably shouldn't be where he is. You moved him
He
with
would've-
ST.
Yeah, okay. So he moved there now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so he doesn't get to shoot then.
Yeah.
But
No,
he's there
looking
now.
at
Okay.
them, I couldn't
No,
tell.
totally understand. Yeah.
They look like-
I-
I'd have to zoom in to see it. So,
that's
yeah.
the thing. I'm having to zoom in closer than usual because I'm on the smaller monitor. I'm on a laptop screen, and that's the only reason it was really obvious to me because
Okay.
I was zoomed further in.
All
So
right.
yeah, all right. So
Yeah.
he's in good shape there.
Yep, everybody. So I think everybody is in some sort of shape here, for
Right.
better or for worse. So, well, we'll go ahead and put Sincere there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this guy will be out of command for what it's worth, but then everybody else
Mhm.
will, and then this guy will hopefully be able to get back into good order when we're done with all of this stuff. Okay, I will go ahead
Yeah.
and flip him
That guy's going to be out of command too.
because he's part of a different
Yeah.
battalion.
Right.
So, okay.
Yeah, there's no regimental integrity because that's not the same regiment. The BBs are the same, but
4. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I
oh
move
no,
him
I'm sorry.
here,
I'm sorry. I take it back. Back him back up. There's no need to move him forward.
okay. 'Cause it's
Because really, what?
1, 2, 3, and then 4, right?
Yes, that's how
Yeah,
it works.
okay.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, I've got this gun here that I want to do something with.
Run over Colorado.
Yes, I think I will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Everyone's going to be out of range in a second anyway. Fiddlesticks. Yeah, going up the slope is going to cost me a little bit. Now, if I move the guns through these units, what happens, or how does that work?
It most definitely pass through.
Okay.
They're different unit types. They have different facings. There's
Okay.
no question that that's a pass through. So both of them would have to roll for a pass through event.
Okay. So I will just keep pushing these guys along here. So it's going to be 1 and then 2, 3 to go up the slope, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then we will turn them so they can get themselves into some sort of place later.
Right.
Okay, cool. So let's mark them as finish.
Finish?
Finish, yep.
They're not even in this war.
We've got the Swedes and the Finns are helping us out.
Oh my
over here.
gosh.
Yeah. All right. Who else do I have? I've still got lots of other people to move around. Okay, I did my roll. I did my move. Time for other people to roll. So, David, I think it's over to you.
I think so.
Oh, that's 1 for the Austrians. What is a 9-0? Battle tempo.
Oh.
Move the end turn marker 1 box up or down.
That is closing the barn door after the horse is gone.
Yeah. I'm going to say no. We're not going to move it up or down at all. We'll just keep it here, and we're all going to laugh that everything moved without it moving one single thing. So go ahead, roll again, David. All right, that's 1, and that actually moves the clock.
Can we finally move the clock?
Oh,
okay.
And I couldn't move it negative.
Yeah, curses.
Oh well. Here, I'll move the clock for you.
Oh, sorry, I was distracted doing something else.
I figured with your little laptop, that's challenging finding all those little screens. Yeah. All right, so that is 1 for the Prussians.
Okay, well that probably means me then, doesn't it? Since that seems to be who's left. All right, very good, brilliant, marvelous. All right, I guess we'll do Norman.
Okay.
And I'll roll. I don't think it's going to matter. He's probably not in command. No, nope. But he almost was.
Missed it by that much.
That much, yeah. Yeah. Two. Three. 4, 5. 6. All right.
Exciting stuff.
Marvelous thou that was. Rick? You ready to throw?
Oh, there's another special thing for us.
2 for the Austrians.
Army leader lapse.
Uh-oh.
The Army leader may not trace LOC or use his command rating. We basically,
Right.
our hat blew off, and we
Yeah.
are dismounted, running around the field trying to catch our hat again.
Okay. So that makes the Prussians +3 now. And
No,
all of your... No?
no, because you guys spent 2
No.
of your
No.
command points, right?
Yes, but no, you have 0
Oh,
initiative.
okay. Yeah.
That's what that means.
Oh, okay. I thought it was. So you still get your full +5, but it's -2, so it's then a +3. And I have my +2, but now it's gone.
Correct.
Correct. Okay, cool. Roll the dice
Right.
again. Roll another 2-0, and it will all be reversed. A 3-2.
That's true. Yeah, there you go.
All right. So this
Okay,
time the
so-
Prussians get it because they've.
Right, because the +3. Right.
Yep.
Okay. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I guess we'll go ahead and resurrect Meineke from the dead. Did I see you duplicating him?
I did not. I haven't done anything with Meineke yet
Oh, okay. I thought I saw you doing something with him.
because I don't know where his.
Guess. Oh, that's okay. Not to worry. He's under Penavir's wing here, and I will go find him, and I will drag him onto the field, and find a leader, and let's see what's that. Well, that's an interesting mix. That's actually not a bad one. So again, because we don't see these very often, the EM means that that his effectiveness is actually now -12, not -8. So he would modify die roll modifiers by -12. His initiative is 8. And his command rating is now +1. So this is one of those rare occasions where the replacement's better than the original. Kind of amusing. Okay. And because he's coming back from the dead, and I think I managed to do that wrong again, didn't I? Yep, I did. He has to come back with a unit from his command. I think that's the only stack that's left from his command, unless I'm mistaken.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Unless
I mean, that
I'm
wasn't a very
mistaken.
big command anyway, was it?
No, it wasn't. I think it was only 2 stacks worth of guys.
Yeah, you basically had 2 regiments.
Yeah, the other one just got vaporized,
Yeah.
so all good. Okay. And I don't see anybody who needs to be in that space. I mean, maybe somebody's going to want to route away, but no, I think I'll just leave him right there.
Okay.
But he's back on the board, back in business.
All right, it's time for you to roll the dice.
My turn. I'll be
Yep.
darned.
Well, with a +3, that's still 1 for the Prussians.
Right, and I think KO is the last one left on our side.
Yep, that sounds about right.
And he is currently, well, his replacement, since he's not still around, is stacked with a routed unit, which is, kind of good, kind of bad, because he'll just keep routing with them if he's still with them during the rally phase and the guy fails. On the other hand, he's not too bad. No, his effectiveness is not very good because he's +4.
Right.
So that's not great. So, however, I think his command is pretty shot up. Yeah, I think those of them that are still
These
around are all
guys,
half dead.
These guys.
Exactly, and
these
then him. I
guys,
think
yeah.
that's it. I think the rest of them
Yeah.
all been vaporized already. So that's not supreme. Well, then we'll just go ahead and activate him. I'll go ahead and. Oh, I probably don't need to roll for him. The king's just down the road, so it
Yeah.
was a waste of time to roll, but that's fine. And yeah, all right. Let's just go ahead and do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, screw it. 7. Just make it look right. All right. And and we're at +7.
Well, it's a disorder
So,
check. There's no.
oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
just make
You're
a
of
yeah.
course you're right.
It's
Of course you're right.
+5, right?
Yeah. So it was +5, so it's meaningless. All right. And then I don't know. I guess I'll just go ahead and keep him there and we'll just take our chances. So he'll just stay right there.
Cool.
And if I am correct, that is it for the Prussians altogether.
All right. Exciting stuff.
Okay, so back to you, Eric, to roll.
Okay. Here we go. Well, that's a big one. That's going to move the clock.
Okay, move the clock meaninglessly.
Yep.
Yep.
That's definitely an activation for the Austrians since nobody else is going to go.
No, actually, it's not. It's a tie. We have to roll again.
Oh, you're kidding. Even though you can't. Oh, you're right because with the +3. Here we go.
Yeah.
4-0.
Oh,
This
what is that? See, I don't
command
like
confusion. So the other player picks one of your commands that may be finished.
Oh.
Initiative required. So pick a command that hasn't gone.
Okay.
Out here on this end, we've got
yeah, that one,
A.
right? A.
We've got Veed hasn't gone yet.
Where's oh yeah, Veed, yeah.
We
okay.
haven't done this cavalry. They're by the guns. We haven't done.
Oh yeah.
Wait, there's some other cavalry we haven't done yet. Where are they at?
I think. Oh, OD and BD.
And BD. Yep.
And BD, yeah, right.
Lots of
Okay.
choices. Lots of choices.
Right.
Probably Veed would be your best one because everybody else is out on the fringes somewhere or back behind the line. But Veed's got a pretty good initiative rating, so.
Well, I was going to say Castiglione would be the other one.
Right, yes, this guy here.
Yeah. Why don't you do that?
Okay. So first roll, failed. Second roll, don't know. So he passed one and failed the other.
Right.
So he can move, sort of.
Half speed.
Half speed. Well, let's see. So these guys were part of his group. They're coming back to rejoin the fun that is this. So 1, 2, 3. All right, so he's going to go here 1, and then that'll work, right? No. What works? That works. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and we'll keep Castiglione there. And everybody else is happy kind of where they're at. So we will just go ahead and flip him.
Okay, magnificent.
Yep, that was easy.
Keep on rolling.
Okay, here we go. 62.
Now that actually is one for you.
Indeed. So let's see what we need to do. We've got a really messy situation over here. So we got Beck, and we got some of these other people, and we got lots of time left, right? Oh my gosh, yeah, we got lots of time left.
Yeah, everybody should get to go.
Yeah. I think I'm going to try to move some of this cavalry and crap that's back here. So I'm going to activate BD, and I'll roll for his initiative, and he passes. So the unit he's stacked with, that disorder goes away. And then who else is within range of him? Who else is BD? Those guys are BD. Are there any other BDs out there? Oh, I don't think so, or at least none that have recovered from disaster. Yeah, the last BD is the one that's routed nearly off the map over there.
We're still counting on it.
I know. Trust me, it's the Austrians. They'll find a way. It's the Austrian way. All right, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then turn 6. And here, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's try to get the hex organized nice and neatly. Okay, we will flip him and set him there. All right, we're bringing reinforcements. All right, David, it's your turn to roll, I guess.
Okey-doke.
31.
And another low one.
I know, but that's one for us since you don't have anything left.
Right.
So we've got OD, and OD. Okay. So let's see where we're going to put OD. Oh dear, OD. Let's see. I think I will just turn them this way so they can deal with anything that breaks through, I guess. Potentially. Okay. There is OD. Do I have any other ODs that are trying to make their way back to base? I do. I have a shaken disordered OD, I think. Nope, that's a BD. That's shaken and disordered. I should have moved him last time. So 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay. Okay, that's it for that. Rick, it's over to you. And that's going to move the clock.
Okay. Now the clock starts moving.
Now the clock is turning.
Now that it's too late to matter.
Yep. Let's see. I guess we're going to move Veed. So now the question is, what do we do with Veed? Got all kinds of fun stuff to do. So if I have this unit here, it's in 2 hexes, and I want to advance it into this hex during the movement phase.
I'm sorry.
So I'm over here.
There we go. Thank you. Yep.
So if I wanted to to move this into that, I'd have to consolidate first and then go, or as they go in, they consolidate.
No, they are separate steps.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to find out.
Right.
All right. So then we'll do some firing with Veed, and we'll have this little skirmisher join in for the fun of it while he still has a chance to live, which won't be too long, I'm sure. So we've got these 2 can fire here. So this chap has got.
I'm sorry. Who's that?
Oh, I don't know who that is.
I think your skirmishers are already gone.
Oh, the skirmisher's gone. Okay. I'm like, the skirmisher was there, and that's why I thought, it's the skirmisher.
Yeah.
But he's dead. All right. So that's fine. I still have something to shoot at.
Yeah, well, you got more to shoot at.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to feel great.
Yeah. Let's see here. What's good? So I can combine this guy and these 2 on this guy, right?
Yeah, you could.
Okay.
So that'd be only 2 can fire from the near hex. So that would be a total of 6, right?
6, right. And
then you've got
2.
Then
That's
you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12.
12.
So 12 and 6 is 18, so 1.5.
1.5 to 1. No pluses, no
Yeah,
minuses. Here we go.
that's right.
Only
Oh, big
two,
shot.
94. That's a
only
big
two
shot.
can fire from that hex, right?
Right.
Yeah,
That's why
right.
it's only,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's why it was
So
12,
that's why
because it
it's,
was 8 from there, 4 from there, 6 from there.
yeah. So
Strength,
that's going to
actual
be
firepower points. So
80.
yeah, 1.5. That's probably gonna be
94.
2 hits, isn't it?
Yep, 2 hits and a morale check with a plus 10. Well, plus 17 plus whatever else for him being shaken.
Plus 20, 27. Well, never mind.
Okay, he's happy.
Yeah.
All right, then I guess these 2 hexes can fire there.
Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 can fire. So
Okay.
that's 12. So that's 1 to 1.
1 to 1. Here we go. A 57
No.
is not enough at 1 to 1.
Right.
All right. So, now I'm expecting that this guy is probably going to bug out at some point.
That's
So-
actually pretty likely.
Yeah. So my question is it better than to like consolidate so that way there's a hex that he can run through, or he's probably going to have to go over this guy anyway, since he wouldn't retreat through Ezok.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So he definitely wouldn't do that.
Okay. So I might as well advance into this heck anyway, because
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
someone's going to have to
Right.
back out somewhere. Okay, so if I consolidate, then you'll get a opportunity fire with this guy at a range of 2 hexes.
That's right. Yeah.
So you would have then 8 to 10.
No, because if you can, I mean, it depends on which way you consolidate, right?
Oh,
If you consolidate from here to here, then that's the hex that's moving. In
oh,
which case, he can only fire 2 strength points, so it's only going to be 4. So it's going to be 1 to 3, which means it's going to take some sort of miracle for it to actually be effective.
okay. Well, then that's what we will do. We will consolidate that way.
All right, go ahead and take your shot, David. Just see what happens. Yeah,
Not
not
quite good
enough.
enough.
All right.
Okay. So then
when you
now
advance,
we will
obviously,
advance.
now it really is going to be 1 to 1.5, and it's going to be plus whatever it is for 9. Is that plus 10,
It's
or
a
is it
plus
more?
10. Yep.
All right, so going to be.
Oh, that's a big hit. 1
Oh,
to
yeah.
1.5. That's going to be a 96 becomes a 106. An opportunity fire. Oh my gosh, that's brutal. So let's see. So he was times 2. So it was 8. Oh no,
It's
no. I'm
it's
looking at
it's
the wrong
1 to
one.
1.5. It's still
Yeah.
2 losses
Okay.
and a disorder check and a morale check plus 10.
I was
So I
looking
mean,
at 1.5 to 2. I'm just like, holy
yeah,
crap.
yeah, that would have been really bad. That would have been if the Panzer IV was there.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So
Yeah.
disorder check passes, morale check passes. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, because
No, that does not pass.
well, a 42 plus it's a 42 is what it is.
But it's a plus 10 from the combat results table.
Oh my gosh, I didn't see that part.
Because it's 2 hits, right? Because
Okay.
you get the bonus there when there's 2 hits.
Okay. I'm like, oh, he still passes. Nope, not quite. Okay, so he's then going to be shaken.
Wow. It's like, what is that? What, 400 or 500 yards of shaken people?
Yep, we got a whole
That's pretty
boatload of
impressive.
shaken people.
Both sides, we make no favor. We're all shaken, by golly.
Okay. Well, maybe that wasn't the best thing to do.
Well, it didn't end up well, but if the other guy's going to roll 96s, nothing you're going to do is going to end up very good.
Well, I'm curious because I was in a supported line. Would that have helped me?
Okay, well, let's take a look. I don't know. It depends. Probably not, but maybe. Let's look under.
It's fire combat results.
Where?
It says supported line -10.
Okay. Morale checks. Oh, I'm looking in the vassal module. I shouldn't be. That was dumb. So this was a fire combat result. So it was type A.
Yep.
Okay. So supported line does apply. Okay. So maybe he is all right. Let's take a look. So you're at +3, and you rolled a
42.
42.
So I just hit
And
the
then
number.
with a +10 and a -10, you were right on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So not shaken.
All right.
Ooh, hold on. I'm just gonna check and just make sure that I'm not misstating something here.
If you do, I've got at least a few people that watch this that will write in saying you missed the following XYZ.
Exactly. Right. So he's not in a supported line. And the reason is because you need on both of your flanks to have a friendly unit neither routed nor shaken.
Oh, okay.
Of course, the guy to his left is shaken, so that doesn't provide him with the confidence that he needs to carry on.
Okay. All right. Cool. Good to know. I did not realize that.
Yeah,
I was curious about that. I was thinking.
Yeah, that's one I'm like, I gotta go look.
So, so when they do their rally checks, if they're shaken and they've got friends on either side, do they get the benefit of being in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they would get the benefit as long as the two on either side are, well, actually, let me be more clear. Because
rally attempt is I. No, there's no supported. No supported line.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So, but for the kinds of things where it matters, you aren't helping your neighbors, but your neighbors would be helping to bolster you.
Right.
Yeah. Which kind of makes sense.
Yeah. A good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Oh, I didn't realize you were monetizing this live stream.
Oh, of course. Yes.
Okay.
The following death and destruction have been brought to you by State Farm.
If only these peasants had State Farm, they wouldn't mind the Prussian army running over.
Exactly. Hey, I did forget to roll for a disorder check for this guy here.
Oh.
Yeah. So.
You really should have. Yeah.
Here we go. 55. He's got a bunch of minuses, right? So it's -15?
It's 15, 25. It's 25 because he's in a zone of control. Oh, no. I'm sorry. It's just 15 because he's in a zone of control. That's all. He probably recovers.
Okay, well, let's flip him over.
Since you did it out of order, so
check.
I'm not going to give you credit for it. Because he fired. And, of course, he could have fired at full strength.
No, that's all right. No, we won't bother to redo that. I'll just try to remember to pay attention to that in the future.
There you go.
So.
There you go. Yeah. I count on you to know what's going on,
You got to forgive me. I'm an old man falling asleep, Yep. Okay, I think that takes care of it then for Veed. I don't know that we got anybody else Veed-like that can do anything yet.
All right. We'll flip him over. How many you got left? It can't be too many.
Let's see. I've moved O'Donnell. I've moved Don Jr., Baby Don.
Castiglione's already gone.
Yep,
I guess we got
SI.
A way over there.
A is the only one left, I think.
Is he? Yeah, he might be. I'm not sure. Did I see anybody else?
Yeah. So, let's see here. I know we'd been kind of scooting over a little bit at a time.
Well, we need to roll another.
Yeah, roll the dice, I guess so. I don't know whose it
Right.
was.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
It was it? I think it was Rick.
Yeah, Rick, go ahead and roll, Rick. Oh, there's another big die roll.
Advance the clock again, completely pointlessly. Very good. So okay, so that would be, I guess, Andlau.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So I'm just going to move this guy here so he can fix that guy in the future. I've got these guns that I'm going to move as well. Bring them up so they can move on the trail. They move at half.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So 1, 2. Oof. And then if I unlimber them there, slowly prolong them forward. What's the situation? Who's that? They're disordered. And it costs 2 to unlimber?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's, of course, I mean, you're not going to be able to do it this turn.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, so we can come up here in 3, but can we come out of road column though?
Yeah. The 3 and then come out of road. Yes, but you're still limbered.
Right. That's
Yeah.
what I wanted to.
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay, so we'll be
Well,
here.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, and we'll delete that. And then these guys can go up 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll just squeak them forward there. And we still have a path for people to potentially go through.
You know, I learned something recently while playing Prague that entertained me, because it's one of those cases where you think you know the rule. And then John mentions this special rule where as long as they do all their movement on a road and they're in road column, that the Prussian artillery can rapid march. And I was like, what's weird about that? And then I went and looked in the rules. Artillery can't rapid march.
Yeah, artillery
all.
can't, skirmishers can't. Skirmishers can't rapid march either.
Is that right?
Nope.
Well, that
skirmishers
actually
can't.
makes way more sense for skirmishers, since they can't become disordered. There's no downside.
Yeah,
So
I was thinking,
it really
I was
doesn't
looking
make
at
sense.
it with like Beck's command, who starts on way out on the other side. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll just rapid march them every
Right.
turn, and I'll get them over
Yeah.
here in no time at all. And I'm like, oh, I can't rapid
Yeah.
march.
Never mind. Yeah.
So,
Well, that totally makes sense with them. It just never occurred to me with with the artillery, and so sure enough, yeah, I've been taking advantage of it.
I had some other little Veed people way out here in the hinterlands that were out of command that I forgot to move.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
1, 2. Let's redo that. Where did they start? Yeah, so that's 1, 2. Yeah. So 4 hexes. Okay, cool. All right.
Okay.
And so then the only people we had left was Anschluss, right? Or Andlau.
Andlau, not
Andlau.
Anschluss.
That
Wrong
will be
century.
happening later. The Anschluss is brought to you by Budweiser, State Farm.
State Farm, yeah.
Like a good neighbor.
Well, so much for the
Germany is
monetization.
there. Yes, exactly. All right, so here's a question I have, right? I've got these guys, and we've been kind of like compressing them so they consolidated and then moving them. And I've got artillery that's in both of these hexes.
Right.
And so then I extend it out. And so now I'm in these two. But is that really possible? Because the artillery is not supposed to be able to move sideways.
Yeah, I see your point. That's an interesting one, because
So it's kind of like one of those, like this gamey thing where, yeah, I can move, the unit there, and because it's in both hexes, So that's why, like with
It's
this
like the
guy,
artillery is
I
getting to sidestep too.
yeah. And so that's why this guy, I prolonged him back. So then I was going to prolong him here. I kind of figured I would
Yeah.
do that as opposed to this, you know,
Yeah, no, I'm with you. It does strike me as, I mean, because it definitely, you couldn't do it that fast if you were doing it either by, you know, changing facing, prolonging, changing facing, or what you just did,
right,
prolonging back and forth. Yeah, I mean, clearly you're not moving as quickly. Uh, that's an interesting one. Know. I don't know exactly what to say about that.
yeah,
I will tell you this. I distinctly dislike the idea that the artillery is spread across the two hexes. I think that's part of the problem. I think
right,
the artillery should be in a hex. It doesn't make any sense to me that it gets to be in both and gets to be in either or both. I mean, it's like, that's weirdly loosey-goosey to me. It seems
right,
weird. Um, Seems like it ought to be in one hex or the other, and then your problem would go away.
right. Okay.
Huh.
So
Interesting.
what I could do instead is just limber this guy up, move him a few hexes, and then in a future turn unlimber him.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Okay. Because
I mean,
otherwise,
or you could just do the prolonging you just did.
yeah. But that takes too long.
Well, it takes exactly the same amount of time as what you just said.
No. But I mean, if I want to move him like over here, right? It's going to make more sense to.
Oh, I see. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I thought
to
you were
limber
just.
him.
I thought you were just trying to
Yeah.
keep him with that infantry.
Yeah. No.
I see.
If I limbered him
Okay.
up, and so then here's the other question, right? When I limber him up, I guess I'm limbering him in this hex here, right? And then so
See?
that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's there, right?
Yeah.
And so that's part of the problem.
You know, I totally agree. I think it's messed up, and
Yeah.
I don't really know. I don't know what problem it solves to make them in both hexes.
Yeah.
I don't really see how that is advantageous in any way, and yet you just pointed out it makes for very mobile guns
Yeah.
in whatever direction you want to go. It seems weird. So, but I can't complain based upon the rules as written.
Right. All right. This guy just gonna go there. Yeah, I've got all these guns that are not doing me any good. So let's go ahead and limber.
It's okay. The ones that are doing you good are doing you a hell of a lot of good. So
Yeah.
it all balances.
Yep. So we'll limber that guy. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 gets him over there. And then this guy, and we'll limber him up. And let's go. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, he'll end up over here. All right, and then this guy can do his little thing, his little magic. In, out, rinse, repeat. Okay. That's some semblance of something. Where is
Something resembling anything.
Something resembling something, indeed. So everybody's in command. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. 1, 2, 3, 4 now. Everyone's in command. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right. I think that's good enough. We can put little finished markers on them for what it's worth. So that's good.
I was going to say, and we're just about to hit the end turn button here.
I know, but
Whatever. All good. Okay.
it's good practice.
That it?
Let's see. So that takes care of that. We've moved everybody over there. We've got Castiglione's moved, Vide's moved, Puebla's moved, Sincere's moved, Starnheim's moved, Vide's moved, all the cavalry out there's moved, all the other cavalry out here's moved. Yep,
You
I
don't
think
have
we're
any
okay.
dead leaders that you need to worry about bringing back.
The only
so,
one that died was what's his name? Sir Baloney.
uh,
Yeah,
uh,
he's the only one I think that's bought the farm.
oh, well, probably ought to have him in the graveyard then.
No, I've resurrected him.
Well, I know, but he still ought to be in the graveyard because he's still dead.
I know,
Is
but
he dead or was he wounded?
no, he's dead. He got
Okay.
he was I think with a cavalry unit that was eliminated.
Yeah,
So
that's a good way to get dead.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I had marked him because he's worth 10
You
points
marked him
as
on
a
paper.
wing leader
Okay.
on paper.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you've
absolutely.
only got one guy that's in the graveyard, even though you've got other people
Oh
that
yeah.
are that
Well,
have
it
bought
just
the farm. But I
yeah.
marked them on the paper.
Maybe it's because we didn't know
Yeah,
we could
we didn't know that we could
duplicate
clone
them
it.
so easily. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right.
All
Very
right, I
good.
think
Well,
I've got
then
everybody. Yeah.
okay. Well, then let's just roll to see who rallies first. And I guess you rally first.
Okay, so we roll for shaken first.
Shaken first.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Which way do you want to
So
start?
we'll start here on the right, and we'll move our
All
way to the
right.
left. So we
Right,
got
so that's gonna
this
be
guy here who's shaken.
plus
He's half
23.
dead. Here we go. Survey says,
Looks fine.
yeah, 32. Yeah,
Still half dead.
managed to do it.
You
Yes.
know. Yeah.
I'm only half dead. All right, so we can take that marker off and send that off to the dustbin of history. All right, we've got this guy who's shaken here.
Okay, so
and
he's
he's half dead
23
also.
minus 5, so it's probably plus 18.
46. Let's see what he's at. He's a 28.
Oh, that is
Good.
exactly what he needed.
Okay. Good. We like that.
All right, we got another plus 18 just down the woods.
Yep, this chap
Sorry,
here.
plus 28. I'm sorry.
Right, because is he half
No,
dead?
no,
Yeah,
no,
he's
no,
more
no,
than
no,
half
no,
dead.
no. It's 20, 23, 18.
78.
Yes, exactly the same. So
Yeah.
he's good.
Yep. Some of our finest Austrian cavalry is coming back, all 50 guys.
Yes.
And howdy. All right, we got this guy here then, I guess, who
Plus
is
13.
Yep. Oh, what do you know?
Wow. Well, some hot dice there, buddy.
So we are just disordered now.
Okay.
All right, moving across the line. Okay, we've got infantry.
Yeah.
That's shaken, 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 shake and bake.
Boy, and he's
This
at
guy
least plus
here.
23.
So he's shaken.
Maybe even worse than that.
So being shaken is it
Being
plus
shaken
10?
is 10.
Okay.
Yeah. Half dead is 10.
He's not half dead though.
Oh, sorry. Shaken is 10, and then
In an Ezok is plus 10 also. So he's got 20.
right, and then
3 for the army morale, right?
and this is an I.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Yep. So,
So it's
23.
23. Here we go.
Yep.
72.
Wow. Look at that. One after another.
Let's see if that's good enough. Yeah, what do you know?
Yeah.
Better than a poke in the eye. Okay,
Sure.
so he is happy.
Okay.
All right, then we got these boys here.
Again, that's going to be 23 again.
Yep. 83. Well,
Wow.
I know that's good enough.
Smoking. All right.
Then we got
Another
this
23.
guy
You're
here.
gonna get tired of hearing me say it.
Yep. 82.
Ow.
All right.
Okay.
That guy's disordered, so that doesn't count.
Right.
We got this
Feeling
guy
a little
here who's
invincible
shaken.
right now, huh?
Don't get used to it, Rick. All right, this guy here, and so it's going to
13?
be plus 13. 64. Well, that's good enough. Okay. Who else? Anybody who's under these stacks?
You
that
got
guy's
some
routed.
Grenzers up there.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Anybody
Grenzers
else?
up there.
This guy's disordered. Let's just move that marker up to the top so we know that that's there. Okay, so how many Grenzers do we have disordered? Just this one? Okay.
I think so.
So he's half dead, but he's not in an EZOC. Here we go. 69. What do you know?
Wow.
He's happy.
That's just amazing.
Is he
Alright.
though?
Did you miss one?
Nope.
Not yet.
Wow. Okay.
All right, and then I've got,
All right.
I don't know, I've got this shaking guy that's down here. This
Oh, yeah,
cavalry
that's right.
unit. So here we go. 66. So he's
Probably
half
enough.
dead. He's, let's
It's
see.
going to be 28 altogether, so 58's all you needed to
yeah.
roll.
Okay.
Man. Hot dice.
So he's just disordered.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and flip him back. All right. Well, we still have to roll for the routed guys, so
Right.
Don't
right.
hold your
Still
breath.
got a little bit of action here. All right. Who do you
all
wanna
right.
start
So I
with?
think we're done with that. So let's roll for the routed. So I've got, let's go back over to the right. So I've got this, what is this, a cavalry unit? And let's see what the status they are. They're not half dead.
Okay, so 18.
18, here we go. 66 plus 18. Yeah, they're going to
yeah.
be shaken and disordered.
All right. Adopt a formation.
I had a 50-50 chance of guessing which one it is.
Therefore, no chance at all.
Exactly. And I think Haddock is their commander. So I can have them in facing any direction.
Any direction, any formation.
Okay. What did I just do?
You just
Duplicate
did some
stuff.
special stuff. Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to turn them. Come on. Let's turn them. So they're facing that way.
They got
Get the marker back on them. you go.
Yeah. The markers, I just moved it off to
There
try
you
to
go.
turn it so
Yep.
it faces the same way.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right. You got one back
I've
in
got
the
this
back.
guy here in the back. Let's roll for
Yeah.
him. 13. Well,
Finally
he's
finally
going
lost
to
one.
lose
Well.
an increment.
Geez, you're rolling like crap, Eric.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He goes back. Well, I only have to roll for him one more time, and after that, he's
Yeah.
gone for the count.
Off
All
the
right.
hook.
And then I think we've got this one routed guy here.
Yeah.
These
that's
are
gonna be
Fusiliers.
18. Yeah.
40. So
They keep running, but
are-
they don't lose an increment, so they just keep running.
Okay, so that's going to be back 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right.
And is that it? I think that's it.
I think that's it. That's what
Okay.
we call a miracle.
Yeah, it was. That was remarkable.
Yep. Well, don't expect it.
It hasn't always worked that way.
No.
All right, David, you want to start back over there on the right?
All right. Yeah. So I guess we'll start with this guy here. Let's.
Do you roll for disorder at this point or no?
No,
No,
you
just
do
roll.
that during the activation.
So
Okay.
he's still shaken.
Okay.
Against this one
Still
here.
shaking. Good times.
0
All
and
right.
3. So they're still shaken.
Yeah.
And the next guy is, I guess, next to them over here, right?
Right.
So when am I going to fail all mine? What? Yeah.
Yep.
What? Well, yes, I think you are.
And then you've got
Wow.
this guy here. He's.
Okay.
I
Plus.
got this one here too.
Oh, yeah. I thought you already rolled for
I
him.
thought you already rolled for him. You've rolled 3.
Then there's this one.
So what was so you rolled for this one, then what was the next one you rolled for?
This one. There's the one in the back here.
Oh, the one in the back.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. So then
Okay.
then This one failed, and then now you're rolling for that one?
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, he's happy.
Well, miracles happen.
Plus, he's got a whole bunch of leaders there. That should get him back into some semblance of order.
All right.
All right. And you've got that guy there.
17 on that one.
Oh, he's going to stay.
Look at
shaken.
it.
That's
Then you
amazing.
got this guy
That is
over
just
here.
amazing.
All right. He's happy. What's left of him?
Yeah, which is pretty impressive because it was plus 37.
Yeah.
Okay, was
all
that
of mine?
that was all yours?
Yeah.
Okay. And I think all I have are the 2 routed guys. 3 routed guys. I don't see any shaken units out my way.
I don't see any either.
I don't think so. All right. Well, then I'm going to go ahead and start here
Okay.
with this raggedy
Half dead.
piece here.
Yeah.
What's that? That
So he's half dead and he's routed.
15, 15, 25, 32. Well,
Yep.
you got to like that. Nevertheless,
77.
back at it, boys. And 50-50 worked just as well for me as it did for you. Gotta like that. All right, there we go. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and take our luck with this guy.
Right.
And he is half dead, so that's 25. So that's 32, but it's 32 minus 8. So it's 24 plus 24 for him. Nope.
Nope.
I don't even know what he is, but I bet he's good enough that he doesn't
Yeah.
lose anything.
Yeah.
He just runs.
Yeah.
All right. Whoops.
One too far.
Hand slipped. All right, now we'll go ahead and do this next one, and that's going to be plus. What is that going to be? Plus 32 again? Looks like it. Yeah, plus
Yep.
32.
Half dead. That's
And
good enough.
I bet he's all right.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
most of you guys were in the 20s.
Yeah. Oh, I went the right way that time. What a deal. Okay, well, that was a tale of 2 cities.
Indeed. I guess this is why who rolls on the initiative first makes a difference, I guess. Although,
Except
in
no.
theory, it does not matter at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, in fact, really, I mean, the only way, I'm not sure if it ever makes any difference.
So why do they roll to see who goes first?
I don't know.
Is it just, well, I
I think it's just like, well, if you're both going to be watching it happen, then you really should do it one at a time.
yeah.
But if you trust each other, you could probably save yourself the trouble and just keep rolling yourself. But I don't know.
Right.
That is just what the rules say.
What do you get minus if a unit adjacent to you, an enemy, is disordered and shaken or
Well,
routed?
the only thing is the only time someone's going to run away is if they're already routed. And the chances of you being adjacent and shaken to a routed unit, by definition, the routed unit had run away. Why is there an enemy next to it? So I guess maybe there's some very strange situation,
Case, yeah.
but I've never seen it actually matter. So anyway. All right. Well, I guess we've done it. Is it time to click the end turn button?
I believe so.
Gadzooks. It only took us, a month and a half.
Not quite. Not quite. About 3 weeks or so, 3 or 4 weeks.
Close.
So.
All right. And then I guess we'll advance the clock to 5:40 and put the end turn marker where it belongs. And then I'm going to save a copy.
And hopefully your save will go through successfully.
Well, now I know the trick. And I've only got one monitor here, so there's no way I can get into the trouble.
Ah.
I finally figured out what the problem was that's causing the trouble all along. It was because, well, it was because like it was popping up on the monitor where I had the tables open. The little dialog box that says, do you want to add any comments to this? But it was showing up behind them. So I couldn't even see them. I didn't even know why it was just freaking out in the middle of trying to save it. But if you've only got, anyway, as long as you don't have that other window open, then it's not a problem. All right. Well, gentlemen, well done. Better done for some of you than others, but well done just the same. And I hope that we'll be seeing you next week, David.
Yeah,
Best
David,
of
I
luck to
certainly
you.
hope that you can make it. That would be fantastic.